Hi everyone, welcome to this new Gamersyde Live, I guess the back to school Gamersyde Live. Tonight we are going to show you games that maybe many of you guys don't really know, even though we just reviewed it. It's called Seasons After Fall, and as usual, Driftwood is going to explain exactly what this is all about.
Hi everyone, and yes, we're back after something like almost 2 months. I think for you guys, we actually had a live stream in French during the summer. Didn't really have the courage to do it in English back then, so hopefully you'll forgive us. Also, still have the English podcast, August podcast, to take care of.
Yeah.
Eventually it might happen. I'm not too sure anymore, I have to say. And so we're back early September with a new game that is not exactly an indie game, since it's published by Focus Home Interactive, but there's an indie vibe to it, and it's obviously not a very big budget. It's a small studio, and a lot of people will probably compare the game to Ori and the Blind Forest, which I think would be a mistake.
Wrongly, yeah.
Yes, there's the art style is different, although I could see why some people could compare them, but the type of game is different too. This is not a real platformer. There's no real challenge in the platforming sequences. There are puzzles that are not too tough. It's really a game where you explore the world, where you enjoy basically your surroundings and use the seasons. You can summon seasons, as we'll see, to solve. Well, not all the puzzles aren't that easy, but I would say usually when they are a bit tougher, it's because you need to look for a clue in the environment. It's not always obvious that you need to look for it somewhere else. So what I'll do is we'll start the game, and please let us know if there's anything wrong with the live stream or with the stream itself or the sound.
Yeah, if you might have seen on the side that the capture PC actually caught fire, real fire, a few weeks ago. So we reinstalled everything. We also got, even though it didn't break the old one, we've got a new capture card and setup. So we should get better quality than before. It won't be noticeable on a game like this because it certainly will compress very well. But on a game like Forza, hopefully within a few weeks, this should make quite a difference, even at the same bitrate, which would be nice. And but the issue is that I don't get the sound of the game anymore.
And neither do I. I mean, other than I can hear the sound from my amplifier. And please let me know.
Receiver, please.
Oh, sorry, receiver. Sorry. Actually, I didn't know that. Never used the English word.
AV receiver.
Oh, AV receiver or receiver?
Or receiver, whatever.
Okay, whatever.
Yeah, you
right.
know my English.
Never mind. Well. But if you can hear the game from my receiver, please let me know. So we can do something, because that might not be very pleasant to hear. So let's start a new game. And towards the end, the last 10 minutes, I'll maybe switch back to go back to the main menu and choose a second save at 15%, so you can see maybe something a bit new if you've watched the videos I posted earlier today. This I didn't actually show, so this is new. And Blim won't be able to say, but the music and all the sound design, it's very well done.
I'll just put a bit more sound on the stream, at least for the game.
Yeah,
so
sure.
let us know if the sound levels are bad or not. We have right now no idea. I'll try to find a way to do it, but yeah, it's not easy. So yeah, very unpainted art style, I guess.
Yeah, hand painted, and it looks phenomenal. And the animations and the depth also in every scene you see is quite amazing. I have to say, you'll see that in a bit. So quite a surprising beginning, I guess, for those who only took a quick look at the screenshots with the fox. You start controlling this, well, not even too sure what...
sphere of light,
yeah,
I guess.
Sphere of light, for lack of better words. And we have to find our way out to the surface. And, well, it's not really a problem if I actually run into the others in light spheres, but I'm going to try not to too much to see if it makes a difference or not. First time I played this, I tried to touch them all, and well.
So do you fire yourself?
Yeah, by pressing the X button, I can actually send that signal thing.
Do you have to aim, or it's...
Oh no, it's just basically you press X and there's a circle around you.
All right.
And this is so okay. So before anyone tries to make the joke, this is not sperm.
I don't think anyone would think that.
Well, we had some people asking about, characters, if they were, brothers and sisters.
Oh yeah. Well, was it one person?
Yeah, there was the one person. Maybe he left for good. I don't know.
I don't even remember his name.
Yeah, probably your brain tried to shut it out. So
I don't think I cared enough. Anyway, yeah, right now it's not really riveting for sure.
Okay. So now we're about to listen to the voice acting in the game.
You're about to listen to...
Well, yeah, people.
People.
You're not people.
Yeah, just the guy pressing the buttons.
Yeah, you're the special guy. You're the chosen one. You don't need to hear. And the violins, of course. And the voice you're about to hear, it's one of the two voices in the game, and, well... They're doing a very good job.
If the Guardians were here, they'd give you a serious reprimand. If you sleep too much, one day you'll lose yourself in your dreams and never wake up again.
I'll take you to your world.
Yeah, believe me.
But luckily for you, I'm here to greet
You can actually, watch the live stream and
so I won't lecture you.
Yeah,
listen.
with the 30 seconds delay.
Yeah, well,
Nah,
why
Our
not?
second guest has arrived early and
no
unexpected.
thank you.
Let's see who it is. Little Seed, in honor of this special day, may I introduce your
Actually,
present.
I will watch it a bit
Oh,
just to
wild
check
fox.
if everything is smooth.
Okay,
Better than
good.
nothing, I
That would be
suppose.
very annoying after all the work we put into this.
So the only problem there is with the voices is that because of the music, sometimes you can't hear the voices well enough, and even whether in English or French, I had to add the subtitles to make sure that I didn't miss anything. And it's a bit of a shame because there's no way in the options to lower down the music, and well, maybe it's something that can be fixed in a patch. So the fox, we need to lure him in.
It's silky smooth.
Silky smooth, great. There are a few
Or not.
there are a few frame drops sometimes, but
Okay. Maybe that's the game and not the stream.
could be, yeah. Mostly it's when you change seasons. But
But
yeah, sometimes
did you have any slowdowns right now? Just a few seconds ago?
possibly, yeah, possibly when the when as I'm moving, sometimes there might be tiny little things. The FPS counter doesn't change or anything, but
you know that FPS counters mean nothing.
I know that.
Further,
Anyway, it's much better than it was before. That's a good point.
I'm not going to eat you.
So yeah, come here.
Stay there, little
Okay.
seed. Leave the rest to me.
So I'm the little seed. And the little seed is going to use the fox.
I think you should lower a bit your volume on the receiver.
Oh.
We could hear the
Now you have a body.
almost
You'll be
explosion
able to
sound.
visit the guardians
Okay.
of the seasons. I have
Oh,
no choice.
it's a good
I
thing
must
that I know the music and everything
Where
by
do I
heart, so
start?
don't need to
Oh, I
hear
know.
it much.
If you
So this
follow
is
this
the,
path to the east,
The
and
very
travel
beginning
beyond the
is,
tall
well,
grass,
you've guessed,
you'll
of
come to the
course,
edge of the
and
woods. This
the
is
voice
name of the guardian of winter.
you can hear is
It
going
has
to help
It's
us
something I need.
go
and
to
you
different
alone can give it
places,
to me.
and for
You'll
about
realize what it is when you
probably
see
a couple of hours,
But I won't give the
she'll be your
surprise
guide
away.
somehow. And although sometimes she'll tell you, oh, you're free to choose the destination, the next destination if you want, but maybe you could go there, for example. And if you start going there and then you take the wrong path, then she will say, are you sure it's the right direction? But overall, after the first 2 hours, you'll be more or less left alone. You'll have to do a few things there are 4 big areas. Well, they're not necessarily huge, but they're big enough. And the four areas you'll have to go back to and find new locations, because when the first time you go, you don't go deep enough to see everything. And but then you'll be free to choose, wherever you want to go, and there won't be that much guidance. And sometimes that's also something that might cause you to lose time going back to some place when you didn't need to do it, because there are very few tutorials actually in the game, and that had me lost sometimes. It could be just me also, but so take a look at the visuals, and I'll let you listen to the music and the sound. Although here you probably hear the music more than the rest.
Hopefully.
So yeah, a few hiccups here. So you can use these, but you don't need to press a button, so it's automatic. It's really when you have to jump around, it's really not difficult, and you barely die, and when you do, it's back to the previous platform immediately. So it's really it's not Ori and the Blind Forest for sure. And of course, all the locations you see here exist in 4 different styles, in winter, autumn, spring, and summer, which is nice because you can switch between seasons anytime you want, when, of course, you own the 4 seasons. In the beginning you have nothing, so the first couple of hours you basically try to get hold of all of them.
Having no sound makes it very difficult to follow what's going on, actually.
Well, yeah, at least you can read the subtitles maybe, but yeah. It's a very atmospheric game, so if sound is as usual for me, it's half the experience. So when you don't have the sound, well, you don't have all you should have.
At least you guys got the experience. That's
Sadly
I
for
guess
Blim,
what matters.
Actually, you'll have to take a look at the videos I posted for once.
That's my reaction.
Yeah, well, it actually is a game you could play. It's not difficult. Yeah. It's not stressful. It's something that is rather peaceful overall. Like I said, just probably towards the end of the game, it's because the mechanics and all the puzzles, they don't change that much. You know, some people might feel a bit, I wouldn't say bored, because that would be too much exaggerated,
repetition, maybe.
But yeah, there's a bit of repetition and the backtracking and stuff. So I could see why some people might be a bit disappointed, I guess. But it worked for me. I'm aware that I lost a lot of time sometimes. Just there are also there are 4 things for memories in the game that you don't need to find to complete the game. But if you want, let's say, the full conclusion, you'll need to find them. They're not difficult to find, actually. Usually you'll find them just exploring a bit, and there are only 4 of them. But the thing is, as far as I was concerned, that there was one thing that I hadn't done, and I knew the location where it was supposed to be, because basically it's not difficult. There are 4 big areas and there are 4 memories, so you know, 1 memory in each. And so I knew the one location where I'd been, where I hadn't found anything, and I went back there several times and I couldn't find anything, and I was going crazy. And there was one thing that you'll see, well, actually you'll see that a lot. When you go back to some places, you have these types of rails, light rails, that you can take to reach, well, to go back to the beginning of the area, for example, when it's impossible to do it otherwise, or to reach a place faster in this area. And I tried them all, but usually they were just, you know, taking me back to the beginning of the area, or just taking me further deep into the area, just more quickly. And there was one that I hadn't tried, and that one light trail, or rail, sorry, actually was one taking me to that memory. So, which is why I didn't find it. So yeah, please, if you want to play the game, these light rail, and you'll understand what they are when you see them, try them all. Try them all, or you'll lose time finding that last memory thing in one of the locations. So here I need to. I don't actually have the winter power yet. It's the light sphere over there, but I can ask it to change the season. And now this huge plant is ready to spit a snowball, which will allow me to go back.
How are you supposed to know that? What will happen?
Well, you figure it out. I think the only thing the voice tells you is that you need to ask the sphere to change season, and then you find try to understand what you have to do to leave. But once the winter arrives, there's if you pay attention, you'll see that there was the plant was waking up, and there was light, and up until that bulb, or whatever you call it. I'm not too sure how you call that. I'm not really a gardener myself, so whether in French or English, I don't have the words. So here I'm stuck because, well, it's too high, and there's no big plan to vomit a snowball like before. But there's this, so I know that in the winter it's not going to work. But if I go back to the summer, I think it's summer, then I can do this, and I can continue. So here we're backtracking to the sanctuary, I think is the name in English. And because, yeah, for once I actually did play the game in French. The French voice actors are really great. And well, that is not always the case. So I did take a great pleasure in playing in French for once. And it's a French game, so it made sense for me. So here, see that big giant plant again. So back to summer. and you'll see that what I was talking about. So it's waking up, it's actually breathing in something, and there's light here. It's like it's waking up, and then you can see where the blue part of the plant, you need to jump on it, and the snowball. And look at this again. Something I was saying in the beginning is the. You remember when we were teenagers and playing for the Lucky Ones.
Long time ago.
Yeah, a long time ago. For the Lucky Ones playing Shadow of the Beast, and all the parallax scrollings going on at the time. And there's a sense of depth in the environments that is just amazing. Sometimes more than others, and there are a few places where it's underground and it's probably a little bit less impressive than the rest. But yeah, the animations, the way the vegetation moves, the foreground and the background, there's just so many details. It's just.
The Guardian of
You
Winter told
need
you.
one reason to play this game. It's probably to
Have to
just
excuse it. It's always very tired.
to look at it.
And between you and me, a tad
Look
tired
at it.
too.
Yeah.
The Guardian is so bad.
And it's
even the animals.
well, it's if you check their website, the studio is called Swing Submarine. It's there's more people mentioned, but basically from what I was told by
basically.
by the publisher, it's mainly
So old that they tend to
4 or
talk
5
rubbish.
people. But
Luckily,
as far as
they're
I
here to
know, maybe
protect
the
the
Rayman
friends.
Origins
You just
was
have to
also
learn how to let
5
go of
people when it was done. Maybe
Yeah,
subbed,
it was a very small crew. That's sure.
But still, and I couldn't find any specific information, but I do believe that when the first time they started to think about making this game, it was not when it was announced. It was way back in maybe I think it might have been 2009 or 2010, and so it took them a long time to make this happen. Probably to it was something they really wanted to do. It was it's not something they did because they needed the money. Probably do need the money, but it's really something they wanted to do. And
the fragment's already in place.
look
It's
at how
waiting for you.
beautiful it is. Just
Yeah.
it's
certainly
poetic.
is
And
a
the story is
striking
itself, the philosophy behind the story and everything. It's interesting. It's not mind blowing. Probably don't expect like incredible twists and everything, but it's more than enough to keep you playing. And I remember I think I've seen the game at least twice
I'm going to have to separate you
in
from
presentations at Gamescom,
The fragment may
probably
react
also in
violently during the
Paris
merge
a
process.
year ago, or a bit more.
I'll be as careful
And
as
the
I
first
can,
time
but it's still a
I
tricky procedure.
met with the developers,
I think
what
it
they
would be
said
best for
was
Fox to get out of the way.
we don't want it to be a hardcore platformer. It's not what Seasons of the Fall is about. It's about telling a story. And so I had my concerns, thinking, so okay, but if it's that easy a game, then how long can it last before it gets old? And I think that for most players it'll be a 6-hour long adventure. Even people not losing time like I did, could probably be 6 or so hours finding the full memories, because like I said, they're not difficult to find, and they're not meant to be difficult to find, because I think they
Now
want
it's winter for
you
good.
to be able to have that closure that you don't
Well,
get when
here's
you
someone
see
who
the
sure
ending,
hates ceremonies.
which is a bit abrupt,
You
I
should
would
possess
say.
the box
I
again
guess
before he
there's
escapes.
don't expect a very long cutscene or anything, or long explanations. So now I need to find the fox again. Not too sure where it was looking at. Was it was looking towards the right or the other way? It's here. And so what I'll do, how long do we have until the
Listen, little seed.
end
5
of-
minutes.
5 minutes. So what I'll do now is I go back to the title screen,
Seasons. For
because this is more or less, what we've been playing for 10 minutes, probably a bit more, was what you saw in the videos. And if you need to really see how beautiful the game is, then just check the direct videos, and you won't have us talking, and you'll enjoy the music and the voices as well. So here I'm back from my second guardian, who gave me the second season. So I have now autumn and winter. So this is winter, and you can see that in the winter I can't use the mushroom here to go up there. So which means here, well, it's not really a puzzle, but I switch back to autumn and I can climb up there. I'm going to get to one of the 4 big areas I was talking about. And, well, like I said, they're not incredibly big, but there are different locations inside each areas that you need to find. So you can see the depth I was talking about. So here, you see that, you know, and again, very nice, and the reflections in the water.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's certainly got some very nice attention to details.
Yeah, and it's Unity is running on Unity, and again, Unity can do beautiful things. And so here, when I'm in the water, I can't jump, so which means I have to switch back to winner. And I can. You can see the reflection here, and also when you stop running, it takes a bit of time to stop, which is nice. And also I like it when he does that.
Well done, little seed. You have now mastered how to use the power
very,
of the
very
seed.
good.
What a stroke of luck.
So here you can see
The
that the
third guardian is
mushrooms
just
are
beyond this
gone,
cave.
and
So, little
apparently
seed, off you go.
I am
No time to waste.
stuck. So, well, again, it's not a very big, difficult puzzle, especially in the beginning, but the difficult puzzle actually will take the form in the end of something you'll have done before. What am I missing? No, it's over there. Yeah, it's in the end. There's a big tree, and you'll have insects following you, and you'll have to use them to you'll have sort of signs hidden in the environment, but not always in plain sight, and not always. You'll have to maybe go back to not another place very far away, but say if the tree is pretty high, so you're probably high up in the tree, and then you go back down, so you can find maybe one of the signs I was talking about, showing you that you have to imitate it using the insects. So I'm not too sure I'm making sense, but it's a bit hard to explain for me now. And that had me wonder what I was supposed to do for quite a while, because first time all the information you need is where you are.
Mm-hmm.
And so I thought that it would be the same every time. So I would try to when there were signs in the scenery, I was trying to figure out, okay, so what do I do with them? But sometimes you have to go back down to that other room where you have to try to reproduce the signs using the insects, and that it was not really explained or anything. There was no big arrow pointing me to where I was supposed to go or what I was supposed to do, which is fine, but also can be a bit annoying when you really don't know what to do. So here you can see that under the mushrooms sometimes you have smaller mushrooms.
You've got 1 minute.
Yes, and these you have to take to usually a specific place where there are mushrooms like this, and then you can use it to continue. So puzzles are like this. They're not really difficult. Usually it's more about finding your way, trying to find where you have to go. There's a passage where it's really dark, and sometimes it's not easy to see exactly where you're supposed to go. But yeah, it's not a game you're going to spend hours wondering, trying again and again things. So it's another of these creatures, sort of a crab-like creature you need to take somewhere. So here you can see that it's always you can't miss it. There's always a way. So here in the water it gets bigger. So now if you switch back to winner, you can interact with it, and when you interact with it in the winner, it explodes, and then you can continue. And of course, nothing's explained. Okay, so what I'm showing you now, if you're not
Spoilers.
watching, yeah, if you're not watching, you have to figure out yourself. But it's never too difficult, other than the moments when, yes, I was wondering if I was the right place to do what I was supposed to do, and it turned out I was not, because I had to go back down, or to go back to another room, and then they're not exactly rooms, but for lack of a better word, I think it works. And that way, I'm sure I'm not spoiling or anything. So yeah, that Seasons After Fall. It's a really nice poetic ride. It's peaceful and quiet, but it might be a little too. I wouldn't say too long, but if you get not get lost, but if you don't even know what to do, maybe it can get a bit annoying. But I guess with people who bought the game, will have bought the game, no problem, because then you'll be able to turn to YouTube if you're lost, or even to me if you need help. I can always answer. In my case, I was on my own, although I actually called for help, emailing the publisher, but every time I actually found the solution on my own. Probably something I need to do. So here, same thing.
Anyway, I guess we will stop
So
right now. For
the water
this
is
game.
freezing now, and if I go back to autumn, then and of course you'll need to use this either because you need ice to jump onto the platforms, or because you'll need water to interact with some of the creatures you'll see.
Yeah. So I don't know when we will do a live next. Hopefully next week, if we got something to show.
I think next week's pretty calm in terms of new games, but the independent scene is quite
as usual. Yeah.
It's quite they're the first games I've played. I mean, since Deus Ex Mankind Divided are indie games, and they're pretty good. So yeah, actually there's Mother Russia Bleeds next week, but I will probably have more directed videos, and I'm not too sure what I can say about the game that you don't see when just watching the video. So we'll see, but we'll definitely try to do something. Well, if you're still waiting on the podcast, I would say well, maybe don't hold your breath too much. I don't know. The French one in 2 parts took us something like 4 hours to record. So yeah, that's why. And it's a bit of old news. Or maybe we'll just choose, make a selection of the things we can talk about.
Actually interesting.
Yeah,
maybe.
or things that you still haven't seen, because some of the things we saw back at Gamescom, they've been shown in videos since then.
Yeah.
So it was a bit tougher than we thought. There it was tiring, and we didn't have time to record things there like last year, which is why you didn't get anything soon enough, let's say. But anyway. Seasons After Fall, it's a game I would recommend if you like this genre, but don't expect a challenge. And it's not a perfect game, but it's a really, 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 really nice little thing that deserves some attention. If you like the art style, and you want to share it with your family, because that's a game you can play with your kids. Yeah.
All right. See you next time, guys.
See you next time. Bye.
Bye bye.